Okay, welcome to calculus, which is really just algebra with a special name. Today we're going to look at the very first thing, just in case you forgot everything from whatever grade you took algebra in. And we're going to look at a line. It's a pretty scary looking line. Do you remember the formula for a line? Pretty simple, y equals mx plus b, where we have some kind of an xy here. And then we have a slope that goes in this direction. It tells us kind of the angle. I don't want to use that term, but it's the trajectory. It could be pointing up, it could be pointing down. We have numbers to represent that. And then the b, of course, told us just whether or not the line is up here or if it's up here. It's all about the starting height so that we have some kind of a location for it. Okay, today we are only looking at slope. This is going to be the entire semester, is just looking at m. I kid you not. And you're going to find it's pretty actually interesting. So, do you remember slope? Do you remember how we would talk about it? We would say m equals rise over run. That was what I had as a kid. And if you want to think about that in math terms, and I want to travel, let's use a color. I want to travel this way. I'm traveling some change in x. Like right here is the x coordinate. And then I'm coming over here to some difference. Let's call it x plus the change in x, which is that little triangle. Call it a delta. Okay? And we also have a change in our y here. So we can call this one x1, y1. I think that's pretty common. And then this guy is x2, y2, just to say that these x's and y's aren't the same as each other. And if we want to find the slope, we take the change in y, and we divide it by the change in x. It's all about change. And then we rewrite it as maybe y2 minus y1 to find the difference between them. That'll give us this height difference here. And then we're going to divide that by x2 minus x1. And we'll get some number, and it'll be magical. And we'll get answers, right? That's slope. So if you remember this, there's only one thing I really want to highlight with this quick lesson before we start getting into using it. And it's that when you have a coordinate axis, believe me, this is important. When you have a coordinate axis and you're looking at a slope like this, we're always reading from left to right, which means this direction is not allowed. You cannot point to the left. There's a lot of reasons for that, but any line that you make, whatever direction it points, can only point within this 180-degree region because we read from left to right. And at the top here will be a slope of infinity because you'll have a change in y. If I could draw a straight line, I'm drawing it not straight on purpose right now. But let's say of plus 5 gajillion, that's 47 zeros. Of course, I'm kidding. Divided by a change in x of 0.000001. We're almost not moving over at all. And you'll get a humongous number there. And when you point down this way, you get negative 5 gajillion. And flat has a slope of 0 because you have a rise of 0 divided by some, let's even say infinity in the x. Well, 0 cut into a million pieces is still 0. So it's very important to remember, positive slopes point up, negative slopes point down. The bottom slope is negative infinity and the top slope is positive infinity. That's everything you need to know to get started here in basic calculus.